Bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Taking a look at the scene, History Park in San Jose. You see the light tower in the background of historical significance. I'll let you look that one up, folks. And this is Comcast Newsmakers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Maggi Scurra, and we're here with the San Jose Silicon Valley Chamber of Commerce annual Chamber Pack Barbecue, where our community and business leaders and business people get together with our elected officials and people running for office, and we all talk about what's going on in the city and how to make it better. And a perfect intro to our next guest talking about the city of San Jose is San Jose's Mayor, Chuck Reed. Welcome back. It's wonderful to have you again. And I don't think we've seen you on our program since you were, I don't want to say, well, you were reelected by an incredible margin. I want to say assumed into office once again. So you are not running in the November general election. Congratulations on your overwhelming, what was the percentage again, in case anyone forgot?
It was 77%, so it's good not to be a candidate anymore.
I'm sure that it enables you to relax at the barbecue and enjoy yourself. So I said, hi, what do you want to talk about? And you said you have three things on your mind, and you said they're always on your mind. And what would that be?
That's budget, fiscal reforms, and jobs. Those are the things we need for our city. We got lots and lots of problems in the state of California. Sometimes we're swimming against the tide of the state and the national economies to create jobs here in Santa Clara County, and so I spend a lot of time working in the private sector to help them create those jobs, because that's good for our budget as we get more revenues, and it's certainly good for the people who get jobs. So that's the favorite thing I get to do, is to work on jobs. But the things that I have to do, whether I like it or not, is to balance the budget and work on fiscal reforms to try to get us out of this crisis that we're in as a city in terms of fiscal problems.
This year, certainly more dramatic than ever, I think, that any of us have seen in the budget process because of the painful choices that have had to be made. We've lost some firefighters due to budget cuts. We may lose more.
We've lost over 1,000 employees in the last decade because costs have gone up faster than revenues, and we've coped with that by shrinking our workforce. So we have 1,000 less people performing services for the city of San Jose. This year was the worst year of the decade. We ended up having to shrink again. We laid off hundreds of people, including 50 firefighters. And I'm hoping that we can bring those firefighters back. We've asked for concessions from our fire union. If they agree to the concessions, we can rehire those firefighters. But it's a tough year in the city of San Jose. Our budget gap was $118 million, which is about 15% of our general fund revenues. That's a big gap, and it was very tough to fill. It took a courageous city council to make really tough decisions, but I had a council majority that said we have to do this, we have to do it responsibly, because we know that there's tremendous problems coming even in the next year, so we got to solve them this year.
And it's not as if you have the choice to say we'll deal with this again another time. You have to do what you have to do each year for the budget.
In local government, we actually have to balance the budget. We can't do the things at the state level, the gimmicks, the smoke, the mirrors, and those things. And we don't have a printing press like the federal government does. We have to balance the budget in real terms every year. And it's not easy, but it's something that we do. And unfortunately, we've had to cut services year after year in order to balance the budget. I'm trying to reverse that, trying to get some fiscal reform so we can stop cutting services and get control over our costs. And that's why I put ballot measures on for the fall election in November, to try to get some fiscal reforms.
Okay, and briefly, we have probably some seconds left, but if you want to talk about the ballot measures you're supporting, please go ahead.
There are two ballot measures on the fall, measures V and W, to do pension reform and to reform our binding arbitration process. Those are the two main drivers of our great cost increase over the last decade. While our revenues went up 20% in the last decade, our average cost per employee went up more than 60%. And our payments for retirement benefits tripled in the last decade. We have to get control of these so that we can balance our budget without having to cut services year after year.
All right, well, Mayor Reed, I wish we had time to talk about baseball. So next time, I promise. All right, and that would be a fun one. Thank you so much for joining us. That's it for now on Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Maggi Scurra. We'll be back with more a little bit later.